All right, guys, well, this video is mostly gonna be for really all types of lifters. Whether you're a newbie, whether you're just starting out, whether you've been in the gym already for years, whether you're already aspiring bodybuilder, or if you've been working out for a while, anybody can learn from this video, man. David is super knowledgeable on what he gets into and how he speaks. So definitely want to listen and learn with me, because I know I learned a bunch of new stuff that I was like, huh. So it's pretty dope. David's an exceptional coach, an exceptional guy that I got to work out with. Super knowledgeable in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, man, all over. He's pretty known doing natural competitions, natural bodybuilding. Natural is going to be, of course, without any of the enhanced supplements, like even down to the T. He talks about literally like little supplements that we don't even know of that you can use or that you can't use, like during the national competition. So it's crazy. But I learned a lot from that. So yes, it's going to be a yap session. It's going to be a lot of learning, a lot of different things that you can get to. If you want to skip to like the parts of just the workout, man, be my guest. But man, I highly recommend listening, because man, you can definitely learn a lot. You clicked on this video to learn, right? So let's learn together. Let's go with me. Let's hit this workout in, man. Let's get this learning going. Hey. And let's keep it moving. What's going on? We got David here, man. My boy David over here at EOS. How's it going, over here in Fort Worth. Man, how you been, man?
Been well, been well. Good to see you. How you been?
Man, I'm excited, man. So we got a little leg action today. I'm a little scared, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm ready. What we got today, man?
Hey, no need to be scared, man. It's a little something light today. We're gonna get into a little leg day here with a quad-focused workout. All right, so we're gonna focus on just pushing blood into the quads. We're a little different for you, but I think you can handle it.
Yeah. All right, let's do it. This is how the natural bodybuilder works out, man. So I'm excited. We're gonna see, and we're gonna learn something today, man. So
let's get it done. All right, we'll start with a little warm up. I like to get a mobility in here, kind of get things kind of moving with the hip flexors before we actually start doing our pushes and stuff like that.
Cool.
Because a lot of times people they discredit what they need to be doing down here.
Right.
They just go right into pushing and pulling. We don't want that. So we want to get everything kind of pre-exhausted and warmed up. As you saw, I did a few squats a little bit ago, body squats.
Yeah.
Now we're just going to kind of get the legs moving in here because we're going to hit some leg extensions. We want to make sure everything's working right in the adduction area and the abduction area. All right.
Let's do it.
So now what we'll do is kind of sit down and prop up. We'll just go 10 each side, over and under. We're going to go over the kettlebell and not around it, because we're actually lifting the leg up to get the hips going. All right. So kind of really get them going.
You usually go till you're tired, or you get a certain amount?
Just 10 each side. Do maybe 2 sets of that.
Okay.
I like to come up to the other side. We're activating this front muscle down here in the quadricep, right in that hip area.
Yeah.
So we're actually activating our adductors and our abductors.
Got it.
So getting the glute, adduction, abductors fired up. So you should really feel that right along this top end right here.
Keep this nice and low.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm just kidding. Let's say you're not doing something right. It's that. It's that. Sometimes we'll get a little over or underactive in this hip area.
Right.
Hey, we're just not engaging it enough. We're not stretching it out enough. So we really got to get those muscles fired up. You'll feel the difference in your pushes later.
Just to get your quick opinion, whenever I warm up my hips, usually what I'll do is I'll do kind of like on the ground. So I'll start from here and kind of roll. You have any?
Oh yeah, I absolutely do those.
Against it, or do it, or?
Yeah, I absolutely do those. Because again, it's about opening up.
Okay.
You know, if you aren't activating, you're not opening up, pre-exhausting, if you will, some people like to call that.
Yeah.
You're gonna lose out on a lot of benefit of actually doing a leg workout.
Okay.
We get really tight. Our posture gets a little off from that point.
Gotcha.
You know, some folks have a bad back because they're leaning forward.
Right.
They're underactive back here, so we got to get that thing going, and we got to open up the hips.
Right.
Take a lot of pelvic injuries as well.
Yeah.
Doing leg days or doing something too much because we're not opening up the right way.
Right.
So we actually got to get it warmed up. We call this dynamic stretching, if you will.
Gotcha.
Instead of static stretching. So we actually want to get dynamic, mimic the movements that we're going to be doing throughout the day.
Gotcha.
All right.
Let's roll. Hey, if somebody came over to you right now and said, hey, I want to be a bodybuilder, natural bodybuilder, pro bodybuilder, what's the main tip you would let them know, like, how this is going to work?
That's a good question.
You know what I'm saying?
Be prepared to work hard. It never ends.
Yeah.
There is no off season.
Even though they say there's an off season, there's really never an off season.
There's no off season. You're always on. You're always working hard because we don't have the other tools that kind of push us along. You know, it's all in your gut. It's all in your heart. Main thing we want to do: get a coach.
Yeah.
Get a coach. This is not something you do by yourself. Especially as a natural bodybuilder, there's a lot of things that we need to know that we just don't know. Right. Coaches that have that experience, that have been there, done it on the natural side, they come with a plethora of knowledge that you can't beat. So get a coach. Yeah, don't hesitate. Get a few coaches.
Yeah.
Really focus on your nutrition. There's nothing that's gonna beat a bad diet. Also, the next thing, do your research. Find out exactly what you're putting in your body. There are some products that are out there that they have certain substances in it that won't pass. Won't pass the test on the natural side. So do your research. Find out what organization you're gonna compete in, which organizations you're gonna compete in. Find out what their prohibited list is. Check your product details, make sure none of that's on there. Should be fine.
Gotcha. All right, that's a good one. Appreciate it.
So we're gonna talk a little bit about what we're actually gonna be doing here today to get the muscles engaged, get that blood going through there like I was saying earlier. First thing I like to do is I focus on tension. Right now I'm training to hypertrophy, so we'll do about 8 to 12 reps. We wanna focus on volumizing the muscle. But we're gonna add some tension in there before we get going. The first thing I like to do is I like to warm up with a 20 set rep.
There you go.
For the first movement. So, yeah, we're gonna squeeze for the first 5 of those 20 repetitions. So 5 squeezing, 10 straight to 15, and then the last 5 we're gonna squeeze. What I'm really looking for is exhausting those muscles, actually enduring through a working set or a working amount, and then enduring through the squeeze there. Should get some nice blood going. It'll really come to fruition while we're doing those leg extensions. You'll feel them.
Let's do this, bro.
All right, so we're gonna start on plate loaded for abduction. This should be a decent amount of weight. The key here, we're just getting hot. Lock in, you wanna come to a 90-degree angle, just kind of sit right into it, make sure you're at 90 degrees. Okay. And you don't wanna come up and push out. You just wanna stay down low and just push out, hold the squeeze.
Now, I've always heard a lot of the work is on the decline of the rep rather than when you're pressing the rep.
Yeah, that negative side.
Yeah, how would you say goes with negative on each rep?
So, they're both equally important.
Okay.
You've got your concentric movement, which is the press movement, and then you got your eccentric, which is the negative, all right? The pressing movement, that adds your fullness and your volume. The eccentric, that's what extends the fibers. So they're both equally important.
Yeah.
One's not better than the other.
Right.
You need them both.
Okay. So you squeeze on the first 5, and then
first 5 gonna squeeze. You're gonna push through the next 10 all the way to 15, and you're gonna squeeze on that last 5. So that contraction, sit a little bit lower in there. Perfect, right there. That contraction about a 2 count. Hold, 2, 3, release, just like that. 2, 3, release. 2, 3. 2, 3, release. Straight through. 6, stay at 90. Really want to engage those glutes. I like to load everything down as far as they can. No.
Yeah.
You can make 30 pounds hurt.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, just keep the right tension on there.
Yeah.
So now we've got that warmed up. Glutes are fired up. I know you feel them, I feel them.
I feel them, yeah.
All right, now we kind of stick around that 8 to 12 rep range.
Okay.
All right, because now we're doing the work. So if this is a little bit too light, we can start now progressively loading. But we'll just keep it right here for right now. Do the first 8 to 10 or 8 to 12, see what happens.
Let's do it. My cheeks.
Because remember, staying at 90 degrees, you gotta do the glutes. Hey, we call this the sus machine. Like, what's going on here?
What's going on here?
So, a lot of people have issues with their sciatic nerve. There could be some pinching going on in their lower back. Real key thing to help with that is building those glutes up. If you're feeling that pressure, almost like a numbness, starts up at the glute area, runs down the inner leg, down to your foot, you're probably pinching your sciatic nerve some kind of way. So the first thing you want to do is, hey, activate your glutes. All right, you activate those, we solve the problem pretty fairly. Good. So what'll happen is folks will start throwing it, right?
Right.
But now if you just take your time and slow down and actually focus on squeezing and engaging the glutes, nice and controlled, you feel a little bit more of that heat in there, right?
Right.
There you go. Now you don't have to come up, start throwing your hips. You can maintain the 90-degree angle because we're actually connecting the muscle and actually squeezing it out instead of throwing it out.
Right.
All right.
We're feeling that push. Hey, so I know earlier you were saying when you do workouts, you were going between 5 and 6 sets. How do you really debate with yourself when you're going to stop at 5 or I'm going to go to 6?
Oh, as far as
like how volume, how much you're doing, yeah.
Okay, yeah, so normally I keep it between 3 and 4 sets.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, of about 8 to 12 reps if I'm going for hypertrophy. If I'm going up to 6 sets, I'm doing less weight, higher volume.
Okay.
But that's rare for me. Yeah. That's when I'm really on a toning level.
Okay.
Because I'm not trying to build muscle at all at that point. That's more kind of preparation stuff, getting ready for the show. We're done building the muscle at that point. Now we're just kind of chiseling out, toning, getting ready for the stage.
Yeah.
I generally pick about a good 5 or 6 movements that I'm going to do. You really don't need more than that, because after that it just becomes repetitive.
For somebody who's not really looking to perform or get on the stage, how many weeks do you think they should be going for strength and then for, you know, go back to cutting and all that kind of stuff? I got you.
Generally speaking, I go between about 6 weeks.
6 weeks
per kind of iteration.
Yeah.
So if I'm building strength there, I'm sticking to the same exact movements for about 5-6 weeks before I make an adjustment to my plan. All right. And what that does, it gives the muscle time to actually form memory.
Yeah.
You know, the jury's out on that, whether or not muscle memory or not.
Yeah.
They actually do form a memory. Give them about 6 weeks doing the same thing repeatedly, and then change up your regimen, and you'll start to see some benefit.
For the viewers at home that don't want to listen, why not lock? Why is it bad to lock?
We do not want to lock out. It's just, look, I get real passionate about this locking out thing.
Yeah.
We never want to lock out our joints, all right? We never want to lock our elbow. We never want to lock our knee when we're putting a load on it, all right? Reason being, you're going to risk damage to your joints, all right? We got ligaments and tendons and joints all through our body. We don't want to lock out under a load and hyperextend. We don't want to damage those nerves, those joints that are in there.
Right.
We do want to fully extend, all right? There's a difference between lockout and fully extend. We want to fully extend so that way we keep the tension on the essential muscle, the feeders, and the main muscle, but we never want to lock ourselves out, all right? Even when we're racking a weight, we don't want to lock out and throw it back up, all right? You feel that pop or you feel that jerk in your joint, it's all bad news, all right? We want to slow and control, fully extend it, lock it out.
Yeah.
All right, always place the bench or whatever you're using in a position where you can actually fully extend and put it up without having to jar yourself up.
Right.
All right, we want to save our joints. All right, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna go into a hack squat.
Okay.
We're gonna do 8 to 10 reps. We can get 12 if we got some in reserve.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna go right into a walking lunge superset, all right? The key with that lunge, we don't wanna rock into our lunge at all right?
Okay.
We wanna actually actively pause, we wanna sit 90 degrees and come back up and out of the lunge, all right? Reason being, see the difference between that rocking movement? We don't want the knee to ever go forward or the toe.
Right.
And we don't want to put that strain on our Achilles tendon. Okay. So we want to actually sit straight down into it and push straight back up. Your cue is going to be the weight hitting the ground.
Gotcha.
The weight hits the ground, you're probably far enough into your lunge.
Gotcha.
Got it?
So you pausing on the way here
We're going to
or
actually
on the
pause at the top, sit straight down, come straight back up.
Gotcha.
Step into the next one with an active pause. We don't want momentum carrying us through this lunge.
Okay.
Reason being, we're going to get a little bit of the hamstrings and the glutes, obviously.
Right.
But we want that back leg, that quad to actually feel that fire going through there.
Yeah.
All right, that's what we want to do.
Feet close together.
Feet closer together.
Keeping it nice and
Generally
straight.
toes pointed, if not slightly pointed out.
Notice how his knees are slightly bent, a little bit above his waist.
90 degrees.
Boom.
Back up. We're not going ass to the grass on this because we don't want to worry so much about the glutes and the hamstrings. We want to keep that tension on the quad. I don't know if you can see it, like you were saying, the knees are still slightly bent. We're keeping tension. Never lock out. Try to pinch the knees together.
Pinch them?
Yeah, try to pinch them together. That'll keep you going straight ahead. There we go.
Aha! Pinch those knees.
Watch that lock. There you go. Now, telltale sign that someone's locking, they bounce at the top of the rep.
Okay.
That bounce in there.
Huh.
But when you keep the tension, it's an active pause.
Yeah.
So you got that pause, and you got the lock.
Okay, that makes sense.
So when you see that motion, you know they're locking.
Sometimes I don't even notice I do that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Breathe through it. Push.
You think of hitting legs as leg day as arm day, just a little bit harder and not as fun, and not your arms, but it's arm day. Help you get through it a little bit more.
Change that psyche. But because it's harder to do, nobody wants to mess with it.
Yeah.
But you got to get in there, spam the mess out of it, do it the right way. What you got?
No, I was gonna say, what's your opinion on people who work out, maybe tearing a pec, tearing a muscle, like in mid rep? Do you think that has to do with the form? Do you think it has to do with just unlucky? What do you think that kind of has to do with? Do you think it's preventable?
Oh, it's 100% preventable. Form comes into play with everything that we're doing. If you're lifting too heavy and you sacrifice your form, you're risking an injury anyway.
Right.
So we want to slow it down and be in control. Don't ego lift. That's the fastest way to an injury.
Yeah.
You're not properly warmed up. Your nutrition is not right, and your recovery is not right. You're doing too much. A tear in any particular muscle, barring form issues, is generally we're overworking it. We're doing too much with it.
Yeah.
And it's stressed out. We haven't allowed it to recover the way it needs to recover. Focus on your recovery, all right? Give every muscle you work in your body at least 48 hours time to just recover and rest before you touch it again. If you're still sore going into working that body part, don't do it.
Yeah.
Give it another day.
Right.
All right. Why would you go in there somewhere knowing you're not ready to really go 100%, especially in this field, and give it 100% all over again?
Yeah.
You're risking injury. So get your recovery in, get your sleep in, get your nutrition right, keep your form right. Don't worry about the weight. All right. I'll tell you at any time, I can make 30 pounds hurt. Right?
Everybody say it together. That's facts.
Good to see you guys. Yeah. Quad focus today. So the goal for the day, walking out of here like baby giraffes.
How's that? How do you do that?
If you ain't walking out of here stumbling, you didn't do it right.
I gotta know just to see. What's your biggest pet peeve in the gym or fitness in general?
Judgment.
Judgment.
Judgment. Far too often we see folks that might appear they can lift a whole stack on something or push a certain amount of weight just because of their appearance, and we think that that's what you should be doing all the time. So if they're not doing that, somebody's judging them. For example, I may have seen you come in one day and you're bench pressing 315.
Right.
But then you come in another day, I don't know you, but I look at you and say, okay, you can probably push 315, but you're pushing 135, and I see that. And I'm judging, I'm sizing you up, thinking, okay, well, you're weak, you're whack, whatever it is. We don't know why you're pushing that 135 that day.
Right.
So why are we judging? All right. You may be actually cutting down and focusing on volume and slow and control. That goes the other way too.
Yeah.
All right.
That's true.
That goes the other way. Somebody's in here that's larger, you know, they're on a journey, and we discredit that journey because they don't look a certain way. We don't give them the credit for the journey. Biggest pet peeve in the world.
That was probably the biggest thing I had to get over because I used to be like 235, 240. I was fat. See the picture here? I was fat, bro. Man, you can't worry about what other people are thinking of you.
Exactly.
That's gonna stop your growth big time.
Exactly. That's why.
Yeah.
That's exactly why that's my biggest pet peeve is judging.
Because it can stop people.
You can judge yourself, and it will stop you.
Yeah.
All right. Once you get in somebody's head, to include your own, which is the most important head.
Yeah.
It's a wrap.
Right.
All right. Because we don't lift weights.
Yeah.
We use them. All right. So keep that in mind. We don't lift weights. We use them. All right. So we're gonna get these unilateral movements in now. The reason I like to do leg presses unilateral style is because a lot of these movements that are actually isolated movements or isometric movements is we rely on the more dominant leg to get us through it when we're doing bilateral. Right?
That makes
so
sense.
we want to actually focus on unilateral. That way we can't cheat it with the other leg to get through it.
What's the difference between bilateral and unilateral?
So bilateral, both legs are moving at the same time.
Like a leg press doing both?
Yeah, leg press doing both, a bilateral movement. But you can drop one leg and make a unilateral with a single leg.
Okay.
All right.
Gotcha.
So unilateral, obviously. Yeah. Uni, just one.
Uni one.
Yeah. We're only using the one to get us through that movement. We actually isolate that one. Now we're going to move as much weight, probably not, but that's fine. Again,
right.
We're about using the weight and manipulating it to achieve the goal. We all have a less dominant side. We may have a little bit less mass in one side than the other. This is a way to bring it up to match the other side. And still get the same workout in.
Sounds good, man.
All right, range of motion is key. These start to suck after a while once we fatigue. So we'll start a little lighter and move up. But the key is I want to bring the leg all the way back and fully contract the muscles at the top end. All right, so it's very key that we actually focus on it, strap in, squeeze the top. Now you don't have to hold the squeeze forever. You can intentionally do that.
Right.
But as long as you're focused on getting that squeeze all the way through.
I think the 3-2 is the best thing, like boom, 3-2.
Yes, and back down. If you notice, I tend to do a 2 count by default.
Yeah.
But there is some value as well of just moving through it because now it's hot.
Yeah.
Creating that heat, we're burning the fat and the water off from the muscles, and then we can go back to the unilateral, we go back to the squeeze to really condition them.
Right.
2, 3, hold. 2, 2, 3. 3, 2, 3. Straight through the 8. 4, 5, good. 6, 7, full range. 8, squeeze. 2, 3, hold. Squeeze. 2, 3, hold. There we go. Squeeze.
Just for good measure.
3, hold. See, obviously, we don't need a whole ton of weight there.
Yeah.
But we can feel the heat, feel the fire in there. All right. Really picked up after those squeezes and you start getting into the rhythm.
Yeah.
Probably about rep 5 or 6.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, it's a little warm. 7 and 8, I'm ready to go. And now we get to pause all over again and hold it.
So for these type of rips, how do you catch yourself not locking out and kind of keeping that slight bend? Do you think if they can't do that, too much weight, or just because they're just not necessarily hitting it correctly?
So with these, it's a little harder to actually lock a knee and hold that.
Right.
That's why we're doing the time under the tension with that. All right. That knee wants to bend back. It's a natural thing for it. It doesn't want to stay locked out. You have to really condition the legs to do it, but it won't allow the knee to lock out. All right. We can just squeeze all the way through and hold it in place. Yeah. But as you see, you want to naturally start coming back through that hold part. So it's really difficult to lock the knees. Right. Until you're getting into the rhythm, then you can start kicking. Yeah. If you're doing that, you got too little weight on there. You need to go up. All right. Okay. So I like to make it physically impossible to lock the knee, but I can still keep the stress on the quads. Right. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. There it is. It is. Sucker's done, baby. There it is. Told you. You versus you. You versus you, man. There it is. There it is, baby. Shit. Woo! I'll burn a little bit. Okay. We're going to reduce the weight. Okay. Now, a lot of folks ask, hey, how do we get that teardrop? Yeah. Because it's pretty easy to develop a sweep. Right. This little teardrop right here, the bane of a lot of people's existence. They don't know how to do it. So, remember I was telling you earlier, the difference between a backloaded squat versus a leg press is the ability to change your foot placement. Right. So we're going to change our foot placement. Okay. All right. So to develop that teardrop in there, we're going to push and we're going to squeeze and we're going to rotate our toe out. So you're rotating as the rip goes on? Yes. Okay. At the top, you're squeezing the toe out, you get that teardrop in there. So we'll do one set of each. I'll show you how you can target the sweep as well with the same movement. As we push, we're going to squeeze and rotate the foot out. Now we're focusing on that teardrop. Up and squeeze out. There you go. And then do I turn it back in? Yeah, turn it back in because you're rotating through. Push out. You're going to develop that good teardrop right there. That's what we're looking for. Turn that toe out. Good. There you go. Rotate it in. Pull up. Nice. How many of these? Just 8 to 10. Pausing. Yep. That tension's where it's at. All right, so whether you're doing bilateral or unilateral, the way you turn your toe is going to affect where you're really hitting. You're getting the whole quad, but now you're really targeting that one area. Right. Now, that's a good way to put some jelly on it. Now, if we're going to turn the toe out to get the teardrop, we're going to turn them in to get the sweep. All right. What's the best right-up split, in your opinion, to hit, to go up for? Monday, let's say Monday to Friday. Okay, let's say. Yeah, we won't worry about the training split. Yeah. All right. They're coming brand new. Brand new. Just started watching Chris Bumstead on YouTube yesterday. Fair enough. Just started watching C-Bum. Yeah. Don't try to mimic him. Step 1. All right. Step 2, get yourself a plan. A 4-day training split plan. All right, start there. Because what you have to get yourself accustomed to doing is resting. All right. So if you're coming, you want to do Monday through Friday, come Monday and Tuesday, do a push day on Monday, do a pull day on Tuesday. Say something like chest and tricep, all right? Work your larger muscle group, then work your auxiliary muscle group, all right? Big muscle, little muscle. Do back and bicep on Tuesday, all right? Big group, supporting group, auxiliary group, all right? Why? Because you're already engaging those muscles anyway, all right? You're doing bench press, you're doing chest, you're already pressing. So why not go and hit the tricep as an auxiliary? You're doing back, you're already pulling. You're gonna engage the bicep a bit, but you might as well go on and work it, all right? Because when you're doing your back, your bicep should not get fatigued, but it is gonna activate. Wednesday rest, do not weight train, all right? Do some cardio or something, walk, do something that's restful to the muscles as far as lifting. Come back Thursday, and either hit your legs or your arms, shoulders, all right, mainly speaking. I suggest do legs on Friday if you're getting started, because you got the weekend to now recover, and you can do what you want to do, because the legs are going to tear you up. If you're worried about what you call the ghost soreness, which is the day after you feel fine, it's the second day that soreness hits you, do your legs on Thursday, all right? Come in Friday, do your shoulders, take the weekend, all right? Work 4 days, rest 3. All right. Just getting started, all right? Get yourself in the habit of engaging the muscles the correct way, all right? And then as you get more advanced, you want to start isolating, and now you want to go like, okay, I want to be like C-Bum. Give yourself 6 months to a year doing that, and then start going into where you're isolating like we are, all right? Maybe 2 leg days a week, maybe 2 chest days a week, depending on what area you want to grow. Right. But coming in right now, 4-day training split over 5-day period. Day 3, rest, do some cardio, something, and then move on from there. All right. Big group, little group. Just get yourself started.
Some good stuff right there.
Don't try to be like the pros right away. It's not going to happen. You're going to hurt yourself. All right. Get a plan. Get a plan. I said it earlier. Get a coach. Get a coach.
His name's King Dave _
get a coach. Yeah, King Day _ Fit 1 on IG.
Go, yeah, just DM him.
Shameless plug. But yeah, get a coach. I don't care if it's me. I don't care who it is. Get a trusted coach to get you through it. Don't do it by yourself. You don't want to get hurt. You want to do things the right way. You want to get the knowledge, all right? Yeah. Study. All right, get a coach so you can study. All right, this is not something we do by ourselves. All right, remember, C-Bum had a coach. Yeah. I'm just saying. Yeah. What we will do is we will hit a goblet squat.
Okay.
But
we're gonna do the leg press.
We're gonna add a pulse though, so we're gonna make it interesting. Okay. That's just so we get a little bit of that posterior chain activated too at the pulse. Okay. But we're gonna burn those quads up in the front. Cool. All right. So a little more jelly on it. Yeah. Might be staggering a little bit after this. I know I will. So
I'm ready to be like a baby giraffe.
All right, let's go. Most folks do a goblet squat, and you'll see them kind of spread their legs a little bit and come down. Right. No, we're not playing that game today. Feet together. Woo. We're gonna pinch those knees together. All right. Okay. We're targeting those quads. We're gonna hold it up, we're gonna come ass to the grass, right? All the way down. We're gonna come up to a slight pulse, back down, all the way back up. Okay. But we aren't locking the knee out. Gotcha. Keeping the tension on those quads. Okay. All right. Right there. Hey. 4, good. Yeah, beginning lifter, I would keep the incline a little bit lower. We want them used to the motion first before I start throwing advanced stuff in there. A little too high on that last pause.
Gotcha. 90 degrees?
Yep. Right there.
8.
There you go. Pinch the knees, pinch the knees. There you go. Pinch, pinch, pinch. And there you go. Hey, if I need a spot, just remember we're gym bros.
All right, you got it, yeah. Say pause before I do it.
Say, hey, no diddy.
Yeah, notice the same thing. Even at the top, he's not straightening them out. He's still keeping that slight bend. And you'll feel it. You'll feel it as you go up and down. What a shot. Even at 5 a.m., the camera guy is up and getting gains. Ooh.
Hey, failure is perfectly acceptable. Yeah. I just have one rule. If the weight hits the ground before you finish your reps, you better be down there with it. Good tension on the knees, good 90-degree angle. He's engaging the calves as well. So the whole leg is actually getting some engagement here. But his quads probably feel like he's ready to collapse forward. Yep. One more, it's in there.
No pause. No pause. No
now stop at the top, don't move. Do you feel what's happening in your quads if you stay there?
Yeah.
They're hot. They want to move. All right, come on off of there.
You know what was shaking mostly? My cheeks.
Hey, but you're 100% right. Your whole body was going in. Yeah. That just means you're getting the blood to where you need to be getting it, and you're actually challenging yourself. Yeah. All right. You're gonna shake. There's nothing wrong with that. Right. All right. Give yourself time to rest. All right. Lighter weights, 60 to 90 seconds. If you go heavy, you're already fatigued a bit. You got plenty of blood going in there. Give yourself 90 seconds to 2 minutes. It's okay. So, you see somebody kind of reading a book or fighting demons for a couple minutes between sets. They're probably going heavier. They're probably exhausted. Yeah. Give them a break. Give them a break.
Instead of going up and be like, how many sets you got?
Yeah, how many sets you got left? Yeah, they might be fighting demons or they might be on their rest period. Yeah. They tax themselves out. Right.
But if you see Clash of Clans, ask them how many sets they got left.
There you go. Yeah. All right, just a little bit.
More like a baby penguin, man.
There you go. So now, we put a little volume in there with some compound movements. Yeah. Then we got a little more isolated with some unilateral stuff.
Yeah.
Brought it back home with a compound movement to really go on and blast the front of that quad, get the rest of the leg engaged, and hit a little bit of calves because we didn't touch those today.
Right.
All right, the next time you come in on a leg day, now you can focus on your posterior chain and blow it all out.
Yeah.
Because your quads have gotten their serving for the week, depending on what you want to do.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go on and see these legs. Let's see what they're looking like.
Do a little pose action.
Yeah, a little pose
They're
action.
nice and white.
All right, nice and full. All right, so when you're posing from the floor up. So the idea is get a nice space, drive the toes into the ground to get the calves engaged, and then flare out. All right, squeeze those abductors, squeeze it all in. So point the knees out a bit, engage the quad. So good pace, squeeze in, calves engaged, flare in. What should happen is your adductors should be a gap in there. When you hit those adductors, no more gap. Engage the quad. There you go.
Man, this is exhausting.
Yeah, it's hard work. It ain't easy.
No.
So when you get up there, you sit in there kind of easy. Get your distance in there. Gap there. Gap gone. All right, you should be shaking right about now because
my glutes.
you blew the quads out. All right, sit into the glutes. All right, very good. There it is.
Good stuff, man.
All right.
Well, last thing I always like to say. Sorry, didn't mean to.
No, you're good.
Leave it hanging. I know you answered me the last when I first met you.
Yeah.
But just so I have, you can go back 24-year-old self.
Man.
Let's say 20.
Okay.
You get 5 minutes with him. What do you want to tell him?
Oh man, do it now. Start now. There's nothing to wait for.
Yeah.
I would literally tell him my slang right now, quit playing and do work.
Go plan and do
All
it.
right? You got your eyes set on something, go on and do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this sport's not going anywhere, but if it's your dream, go do it. Nothing in this life is going anywhere.
Yeah.
Except for yesterday's minute.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that's gone. Everything else is ahead of you, so if you want to do it, do it.
Man, that's good stuff.
Don't do it for anybody else, do it for yourself.
Right.
Everybody else will come along. So if you want it, go. Yeah, get after it.
David, I appreciate your time, man. That was a good workout, bro.
Absolutely, great workout.
Yes, sir.
Hey, till next time, look forward to it.
Yes, sir. Hey,
right.
like and subscribe. Appreciate you guys. Follow this man. What is it? I don't know.
All right, Instagram, King Day, KINGDAE _fit1. Find me there. I do follow back. I'm not that guy. Hey, and as you'll see, you'll hear me say it all the time. Quit playing. Do work.
We're going to do work. Peace out.